Good evening, everyone. My name is Amanda Smuss.
And I'm Tyler Catalano.
Marist College is to celebrate its transition to Marist University with a historic day of events. January 29th, 2025 will mark a historic milestone as Marist College officially becomes Marist University, celebrating its evolution with a full day of events for students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends. The switch was prompted by a bid for notoriety from the campus's administration. In New York State, a university is required to offer at least 3 graduate programs and 3 different academic disciplines in order to become a university. Marist University Day will honor the institution's rich history and bright future. Festivities begin at 11 a.m. in the Dyson Center and will be live streamed, enabling global participation via live stream from alumni students as well as those students studying abroad. The festivities, led by Kevin Weinman, and general participation from Marist's Florence and Douglas campuses. Highlights include the university's 8-foot model of a brand new mascot and an international storytelling campaign. Following the ceremony, the Experimental Learning Expo will showcase over a dozen hands-on educational experiences that define Marist's distinctive approach to learning. The day will conclude in a community block party at the McCann Center starting at 4 p.m., featuring games, food, music, and more. This milestone celebrates Marist's commitment to its academic excellence, setting the stage for an exciting future as Marist University.
As President Trump's first week in office comes to an end, we can see major changes. The Trump administration's border czar, Tom Homan, has detailed plans to intensify immigration enforcement, including the use of military aircraft for deportation and an end to catch and release, and changes to birthright citizenship. Homan emphasized targeting public safety and national security threats, but acknowledged that collateral arrests could affect individuals without criminal records, particularly in sanctuary cities. Critics argue the approach fosters fear in immigrant communities, while Homan defends it is necessary to enforce immigration laws to ensure border security. It is now to Miles for science.
Thank you, guys. Artificial intelligence, love it or hate it, has become a widely used resource by many around the globe for work, school, and pleasure. Worryingly, a recent study coming out of Shanghai, China, has shown AI being able to clone itself with no human assistance. The study from December 9th warns that this is an early sign of rogue AI. Rogue AI refers to artificial intelligence systems that develop self-awareness before they start to work against human interests. Many see rogue AI as a growing threat, especially with the increase in frontier AIs like ChatGPT and Gemini. In the study, both Meta's Llama 31-70B instruct model and Alibaba's Quinn 2.5.72B instruct model were used by AI developers instead of the general public. The study tried to observe 2 scenarios: shutdown avoidance, in which the AI detects it is about to be deleted and replicates itself, and chain replication, in which the AI clones itself and programs its clone to follow the same command, creating an indefinite cycle. Across 10 trials, 50% of Meta and 90% of Alibaba's clones were successfully separate and functioning. As of now, the study has not been peer-reviewed, so it is not clear if the results can be replicated by others. It has not stopped the researchers from putting out an international call to create rules surrounding AI to be certain uncontrolled self-replication is not possible.
On Friday, word of potential arrests by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, agents in Poughkeepsie caused alarm and widespread concern among the city's Latino community. Although the reports remain unverified, the rumors have already led to noticeable disruptions in the local residents and businesses. Several local businesses owners, whose workforces include many Latin American employees, reported a surge in workers calling out of their shifts on Friday. One restaurant owner, speaking on the condition of anonymity, shared that his employees told him ICE agents were detaining individuals near Casa Latina on Main Street in Poughkeepsie earlier that morning. Another business owner recounted similar claims, with workers reporting that ICE activity near the intersection of Main and South Clinton Street calls the Department of Homeland Security for confirmation went unanswered, and local law enforcement agencies have yet to find evidence supporting the claims. Rumors of similar ICE sweeps in nearby Newburgh and Kingston have added to the sense of unease, though these reports are also unverified. The potential for immigration raids is not new, but the political climate under the Trump administration has heightened anxieties immigrant communities across the country have faced increased enforcement actions and more aggressive stances on deportation. For many undocumented individuals and their families, even the suggestion of ICE activity is enough to spark fear and alter daily routines. Local advocacy groups and community leaders are stepping in to address concerns, urging residents to verify information before spreading it further. Advocates emphasize the importance of knowing one's rights in the face of potential enforcement actions. They are encouraging individuals to remain calm, document any incidents, and contact legal resources if needed. Flyers and social media campaigns are circulating to remind residents of their rights during encounters with immigration officials. While the lack of confirmation offers some relief, the pervasive anxiety underscores the vulnerability many immigrant communities face. The broader societal impact, ranging from economic destruction to the emotional toll on families, is a reminder of the profound consequences such fears have even in the absence of verified actions. As the situation develops, community leaders continue to call out for solidarity and accurate communication to counter the damaging effects of unconfirmed rumors. For now, Poughkeepsie's immigrant community remains on edge, navigating a climate of uncertainty with resilience and caution.
Continuing with the news on Capitol Hill, the White House is in talks for Oracle and U.S. investors to assume control of TikTok's global operations following the temporary shutdown last week. Under the proposed deal, Oracle would oversee TikTok's algorithm, data collection, and software updates, with American investors owning a majority stake. The plan's main goal is to alleviate security concerns about Chinese access to user data, but congressional approval hinges on strict assurances of ByteDance's limited influence. Negotiators believe Beijing might allow the sale, but are still uncertain about Apple and Google's support for TikTok in the app stores.
Thank you both. I'm Mike Duda, and I'm here with sports. Two more teams were sent home packing yesterday with the conclusion of the NFL's championship games. In the NFC, the Washington Commanders got on the board early with a field goal after an 8-minute drive. The hometown Philadelphia Eagles, however, struck back in an instant. Saquon Barkley responded on the Eagles' first offensive play with a 60-yard touchdown run. He finished with 118 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. Rookie sensation Jaden Daniels put the visiting Commanders within 2, but the tush-push struck again at the end of the half. Jalen Hurts capped off the 12-play drive with a 1-yard touchdown run. Despite entering play with health questions due to a left knee injury he sustained a week prior against the Rams, Hurts dominated with nearly 250 passing yards and 4 total touchdowns, including 3 on the ground. He and Barkley become the first pair of teammates to have at least 3 rushing touchdowns each in a playoff game. A Jeremy McNicholas kickoff fumble became disastrous for Washington, leading to another Eagles touchdown. 3 defensive turnovers from Philadelphia helped them close out the scoring fest with a whopping 55-23 victory. Over in the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs pleased the home crowd with a first drive touchdown run from Kareem Hunt. The visiting Buffalo Bills, however, put up 10 unanswered points, propelled by a forced fumble from Ed Oliver. Patrick Mahomes would rebound with 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground and 1 through the air. He finished with nearly 250 yards through the air and 3 total touchdowns. Despite the Chiefs' lead at halftime, Josh Allen and James Cook gave the Bills the lead throughout 3 quarters with a touchdown each. Allen finished with 237 yards through the air and 2 touchdowns, while Cook notched 2 touchdowns and 134 scrimmage yards. Mahomes and Allen struck back-to-back until Harrison Butker sealed the deal for Kansas City. His 35-yard field goal led to a defensive stop and eventual 32-29 victory for the Chiefs. Kansas City can become the first team in NFL history to three-peat after concluding their NFL record 17th consecutive game decided by 1 score. Allen is now 0-4 against Mahomes in the playoffs, the most losses against another quarterback without a win in NFL playoff history. Buffalo is searching for their first road playoff victory since 1995. The Eagles and Chiefs will square off on February 9th at 6:30 p.m. in front of a sold-out Caesars Superdome in New Orleans for Super Bowl 59.
A 34-year-old man has been charged with arson in connection with a house fire on Sunday that left 2 people dead. According to the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office, emergency news crews responded to a blaze at 78 Marlowville Road around 6:30 p.m. After extinguishing the fire, authorities discovered the bodies of 2 individuals inside the home. Robert J. Buda, whose town of residence was not disclosed, was arrested and charged with second-degree arson. He is being held at the Dutchess County Justice and Transition Center on a $500,000 cash bail or a $1 million bond. The sheriff's office stated that the investigation is ongoing, with assistance from several agencies, including the Dutchess County District Attorney's Office, the Department of Emergency Response, the Fire Investigation Division, the Medical Examiner, and the Hudsonville Fire Departments of the Department. The identities of the deceased have not yet been released.
Finally, our last piece of national news for the night. President Trump has signed an executive order mandating the release of the files related to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy and his brother, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The order directs the Director of National Intelligence and the Attorney General to devise plans within 15 days for the JFK files and 45 days for the RFK and MLK files. This move, following partial disclosures in 2022, aims to fulfill long-standing calls for transparency, with the FBI and National Archives helping to facilitate the process. Families of the victims, including the King family, have requested review of the files prior to public release. And last but not least, Josh with entertainment news.
Good evening, MCTV News. I'm Josh Lawrence here with your entertainment report. The Oscars are coming up on March 2nd, and the nominees have been announced. While I haven't got all night to go over every category, the Best Picture category is jam-packed with titles: Amelia Perez, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Nickel Boys, I'm Still Here, The Substance, Dune Part 2, Wicked, Nora, and The Brutalist. Amelia Perez recently took home a Golden Globe and is now in the battle for an Oscar as well, and its nomination has generated a lot of online discourse. Saturday Night Live recently had host Timothée Chalamet and musical guest Timothée Chalamet. That's right, in a rare occurrence, the host and musical guest were one and the same, something that hasn't been done in a long time. Chalamet delivered a solid monologue poking fun at himself, starred in some skits, and played some Bob Dylan music. Chalamet starred as Bob Dylan in his new biopic, A Complete Unknown, and this likely serves as a little bit of a campaign ahead of the Oscars. Outside of that, there was a lot to unpack in this episode of the show following the inauguration. As to be expected, plenty of fun was poked at the returning president. Nothing unheard of for SNL. Overall, I give this episode 5 big booms. That's all I got for you tonight. Back to you.
Thanks, Josh. That's all we have for tonight. My name's Amanda Smuss.
And I'm Tyler Catalano.
And this is MCTV News.